Yes, a $2,000 fourth stimulus check is still very much possible. I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in this video. Let's get right into it. All right, so many of you right here in this community, as well as many people all around the country right now, are wondering, is it still possible to receive a $2,000 fourth stimulus check? The simple answer to that question is yes, absolutely. It is still possible to receive a $2,000 fourth stimulus check. Whether it's $2,000, $1,400, $1,200, or any other amount in between, the answer still remains yes, and I do want to talk through all the details right here in this video because Congress and the administration, as well as President Biden, will be working on some very important things here over the coming days and weeks. So with that being said, let's get into all these details. But really quickly before we do, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue doing all the research, breaking it all down into these short videos so that you can stay updated with everything going on right now during this very busy time as we continue to get all of these different announcements that keep hitting the wire every single day. It is my dedication to you to make sure that you're staying updated as well as helping you grab as much money, benefits, programs, and anything else we can possibly get our hands on right now during this very busy time. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video so you don't miss any videos going forward, and let's get right into it. All right, so as I said, this is a very important topic, and I do want to talk through all the details on this because many of us right here in the community, as well as so many other people, are wondering, is there going to be a fourth stimulus check? Is it going to be $2,000, $1,400? What is the latest details on this, and where do we currently stand? Well, like I said a second ago, yes, it is absolutely still possible for this to happen. However, in this video, I do want to give you some perspective and lay it all down and let you know what Congress is currently going to be working on, as well as what the administration is going to be working on, and how this all could translate into additional stimulus checks. So, first off, I do want to put this into perspective because announcements just came out yesterday, and again, we're dealing with some big dollar amounts here. Let me put this into perspective really fast here. All right, so first off, we do have a lot of different pieces of the puzzle to talk through in this video, so I'm gonna try to buzz through these relatively quickly. However, I want to put this into perspective really fast here. All right, so as we've been calling on right here on the channel for quite a while now, we've been asking Congress for a $2,000 focused stimulus check on about 50 million low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. That would total about $100 billion is what it would cost to send out $2,000 to 50 million people, okay? So $100 billion. At the end of the day, it's a lot of money, but in the eyes of the federal government, it's really not that much money. Now, here's the thing. Let me put it into perspective for just a second. Just as I announced yesterday in one of the videos, President Biden has come out talking that he's going to potentially be canceling $10,000 of federal student loan debt per borrower for about 43 million people. Well, check this out. This would actually equate to $373 billion that would be wiped off the table literally with just a signature. That's basically all that would happen. The president would use executive order to completely cancel $373 billion of federal student loan debt, $10,000 apiece for 43 million people or thereabout. Now, here's the thing. You might be wondering, okay, who cares? What does this have to do with stimulus checks? Again, I'm putting this into perspective. The president is about to sign a piece of paper and with one simple signature, wipe off $373 billion off the table. We're asking for $100 billion, okay? Kind of see what I'm saying here? The perspective that we have to put into this is that basically we're asking for nearly 1/4 of the amount of money that's about to be wiped off the table with one little signature. That's it. So my point is, the fact of the matter is what we're asking for is peanuts compared to what is actually going to be wiped off the table in literally a matter of seconds with a simple signature. So that's one thing that I want to throw out there is that the simple fact is $100 billion, like I said a minute ago, it's a huge amount of money for any of us, right? If any of us were given or handed $100 billion today, we would have a hard time even spending that money. It'd be very hard to spend $100 billion for any of us. You might think, oh, I'd buy an island. Well, an island only costs like $100 million. You know what I mean? It's nothing. My point is $100 billion is ridiculous amounts of money, right? So, but considering they're about to cancel nearly 4 times that, in basically no effort at all, it wouldn't be that hard for them to issue $100 billion. That's kind of the perspective I'm trying to make here. All right, so anyway, let's keep moving on. I just wanted to make that very clear so we're all on the same page and understanding what is actually going on right now. So, with that being said, we also do recognize this. Just as of a couple days ago, Congress started talking about bringing back the next version of the reconciliation bill. Now, here's the thing we got to pay attention to. What does the reconciliation bill mean? Well, this is exactly the same type of bill that was passed about a year ago, back in March of 2021, that contained $1.9 trillion of spending, and about $400 billion of that, it was just a little bit less than $400 billion, just about that much was allocated toward $1,400 stimulus checks for 171 million households, which encompassed about 282 million people that received the checks. 85% of the population got those checks last year. Again, this is something that can be done through reconciliation. So here, just another quick example of what can be done through reconciliation. And we do know that between now and about early August, again, that is the timeline as of right now. We know Congress, right? They put out a timeline, and it's very rare that they actually meet their timelines, right? So they might put out a timeline saying August, but realistically, it could be September or October by the time they actually get something done. Just saying, we've seen this before many, many times with Congress. They like to put timelines out there. They like to put lines in the sand, but generally they just plow right on past those lines in the sand as if they were never even there in the first place, right? So, as of right now, the whole objective going forward is a couple things. Many lawmakers out there right now are focused on the next package, the reconciliation bill, which they want to get done before their August recess, which is generally around the end of the first week in August, usually around the 7th or the 9th, around there is usually when they head out for a few weeks on their summer vacation, okay? So before that, the objective between Congress is to get this next reconciliation bill done between then, or between now and then. It doesn't leave them much time, just a few months to go until they're actually down to the wire here. So, within the reconciliation bill, they could add virtually anything that they wanted. Remember last year in the reconciliation bill, $1.9 trillion, $1,400 stimulus checks. They also had ongoing monthly payments for about 36 to 38 million families as a result of the child tax credit payments. Now again, I know that some of you here in the community did not receive those monthly ongoing checks last year, but my point is, they still added monthly checks, okay? That's all it was. The child tax credit payments are an advance on a refundable child tax credit refund on your tax return. So my point is, they could do the exact same things with stimulus checks if they just so wanted to do so. They could give them as advancements, as in monthly payments going forward. So there's a lot of flexibility here. Congress has a ton of power. They have a ton of leverage. They have all the authority to do whatever they want. Once they get it through Congress, and remember, Democrats have full control right now of the House, the Senate, and, of course, the presidency, right? So if they can get it through Congress, you better believe the president's going to sign it, right? Because the biggest hurdle that they have in front of them right now is essentially getting things through the Senate. The House usually is pretty much a rubber stamp. The Senate is a little bit more of a hurdle. That's like a 6-foot jump, whereas the House is like a little tiny, pebble you just step over. It's not a big deal. You can get over anything in the House. The Senate, you kind of got to jump back a little bit, take a run for it, and, kind of dive over the hurdle. Hopefully you'll make it, and that's kind of how the Senate works. And then when it gets to the president, again, another rubber stamp. It's basically how it works. So anyway, they could get essentially anything done that they want here between now and essentially whatever happens with the midterm elections. But even then, whatever happens with the midterm elections, they still have a couple more months to go until the actual takeover or whatever happens with the House and the Senate. Again, I have no clue what's going to happen. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball, and I certainly don't know how to read palms. Therefore, I don't know what's going to happen in the future with the midterm elections. But the point is, if anything were to happen as far as if Democrats lose control of the House or the Senate, well, they would still have a couple months to go prior to the actual exchange of that power after the midterm elections. Now, that brings me to my next point. The midterm elections are coming up. Democrats understand just as well as we do that in the event that they lose the House or the Senate, it's pretty much game over on any reconciliation bills. Again, which is driving them to get another reconciliation bill done between now and pretty much the midterm elections, or get some significant pieces of legislation on the table so that they can show the people, hey, check it out, Americans, look what we're doing right now. This is what we're currently working on, and this is what we're going to get done before the midterm elections, right? And again, I just want to make it very clear, I do not take political sides in my videos. I'm simply telling you, this is what's going on. Democrats recognize just as much as we do, anything could happen with the midterm elections. Again, I have no clue what's going to happen. I have no idea. I can't tell the future. But the deal is, they recognize this, and they also know, according to some people out there, as far as Elizabeth Warren, she was just out a few days ago talking about how Democrats got to do something big here going forward before the midterm elections. Bernie Sanders has made it very clear. Some big Democrats out there, and of course, Bernie Sanders, an independent, have been out there very clearly laying it all out, saying Democrats need to deliver for the people before the midterm elections. Otherwise, it's pretty much game over for them and their power in the House and the Senate. Of course, the presidency, we have a few more years to go on that, and who knows what's going to happen there, but again, I'm not even going to speculate. It doesn't really matter right now. But the deal is, this is something that is really going on right now, and when it comes down to stimulus checks, yes, absolutely, these could still be coming as a result of all of these different aspects that have gone through in this video. Number one, put it into perspective, the federal student loan, the $373 billion that'll essentially be wiped off the table. And with that being said, we're asking for $100 billion. They're doing nearly 4 times that, just under $400 billion. We're asking for 100, right? So not a big deal as far as when it comes down to that. Again, the president could issue stimulus checks through executive order if he just so decided to do so. If there was any kind of issue trying to get it through Congress, he could probably do that. Whether he will or not, that's the next question. Again, the reconciliation bill, they can add stimulus checks in there if they just desire to do so. Next, we also understand the midterm elections are coming up, and they want to get that reconciliation bill done before the August recess, as well as Democrats understand right now they got to do something to deliver to the people. All of these different pieces of the puzzle coming together to paint a pretty interesting picture, right? So anyway, just want to lay it all out for you, let you know what is actually going on right now, and let you know that stimulus checks very much are on the table still and could very still well be happening. So anyway, as I do get more details, of course, I'll break it all down into these short videos. I'll answer any questions that I have or that you have for me in any way that I can. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and of course, go back and check out any of the other 2,400 videos right here on the channel. And of course, leave your comments, your questions, and your feedback down below. I'll do my best to answer them, as well as come back in some dedicated videos or do whatever I need to do to be here for you to answer your questions. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe down below before you leave, and go back and check out those other videos, as there's a lot of changes going on right now and a lot of really good updates. All right, enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later in